So let's now take a look at how to create some more advanced combinations that involve differing size windows on the same row or different heights for different rows of windows. First, we'll start off by going into the combination editor, pressing A to open it up as a shortcut, and we'll create a simple window. Fixed by fixed, 70 by 70 bathroom. I should create a simple fixed by fixed window with the dimensions of 70 by 70. Now we can come in here and we can start to change this a little bit. We can do something such as set width of first window to 40. And this should modify the width of this first window to 40 inches instead of the even split we had before. We can also say add picture window to top row. And this should add a picture window, and it should split the height at first evenly. You see it still maintains the offset here, but then we can now go set height of first window to 10. And this should adjust this picture window down to being much shorter, of course. And then the bottom row is automatically makes up for the difference. We can still adjust overall dimensions here. We can do things like set combination height to 65 and 7/8. And that should interpret that and hopefully give us the desired results, and it does. And we can also do the same with the width. Set width to 105. Now, not everything here is going to work as a voice command yet. That will come in time, but for now, let's say you wanted to change the dimensions here to not have brick molding affecting your dimensions. And we just turn this off, save defaults. Now it's an update, and we're now at just raw dimensions without brick molding, and we have an override in place. Because what this is doing is it's overriding your defaults again. We can even change this from brick to brick over to retrofit. Save that. Now it's also added in. And if we save our combination, we should see that those changes are now in effect. We don't have any of the previous options really there for, like the actual brick molding affecting dimensions is off. Retrofit is now in place. So there's ways you can sort of adjust and override these actual different settings via that actual little sub-modal basically within the edit by code modal. So again, not everything is going to work right yet, but this is where using the tool, reporting things that you think should work but don't, will help, because then I can look into and fix those types of omissions and see if we can get things to work correctly. So that's one advanced little feature. Another feature would be if we're adding a window, we can do, say, fix by fix by fix, 90 by 30, bedroom. Just a simple window here. And because this meets the criteria for a bay window, so we can say to it, set as bay window 45 degrees. And we'll see a note appear just beneath there that it's going to set it to a bay window 45 degrees. We create the combination, and now we see that's actually set. Likewise, we can edit that from here, right? If it meets the criteria, we can sort of apply these options from this little button here as well. We can do an edit by code, and we can say clear bay window. And I think it should then, it removes it, so it's gone. We can, of course, edit by code, and we can just manually here quickly add an additional fixed window. So we have now 4. And we can do set to 10 degree bow window. It should be able to interpret this, understand we want a bow window, and update combination. And it's intelligent in the sense that, like, if we clear this, of course, set that back to normal, go back to edit by code, set to bow window, 10 degrees. So it's able to sort of understand different ways of saying the same thing. So hopefully this will help, as I'm sure not everyone's going to speak the exact same sentences and commands. And this is, again, the point of the AI tool. It's to interpret your instructions and figure out what you really meant by that and apply those necessary changes to the settings. So, again, try it out. See what you can find, see what works for you, see what doesn't work for you, and yeah, we should be able to use this pretty effectively to make window combinations rapidly. Let's do one more little test here. I'm not totally certain if this will work smoothly, but if we look at our colors, we have almond as a color. Let's just give it a shot here. Set exterior color to almond. Yeah, and so here's an example. Didn't work out. Report issue. Expected this to set the exterior color to almond. And submit the report. Now, of course, if I go on here, I can actually do that. There's no indication of this here yet, but doing this, pressing update, we see it is now in fact almond. Now, if you're adding individual window items, I really recommend using this modal as well. So we can do some commands in here, such as, let's just say, change to sliding door. It should change this thing to a sliding door. Now, let's see here. Enable security film. And that turns that on for us. Enable key lock. Didn't like that one. Now, I have to add a report button to this. We don't have one here yet. This is a newer one. I added the AI voice to the add by code modal first, so just keep that in mind. But you can do some things here with this one. Of course, we have a sliding door here. We want to maybe change the dimensions, or we could do the different direction for opening and saving that item. And there we go. So I would strongly encourage the use of the add by code for any combination windows you're making, and then using the add individual window item for individual items. So just these two here. These are shortcuts A and shortcut B to open the individual window item. Escape closes those modals, by the way. So A, escape, B, escape, A, escape, B, escape. And this one here, consider this one legacy. It does work, but it's not as maintained, and I would discourage using it. In fact, if we look at these combination windows here, and we press the edit button, we got a warning about this, that this combination was created using a code. Manual edits this page may be overwritten if you use the edit by code feature later. So you can come in here and edit things about these windows this way if you so choose to do so, but it's discouraged because you could run into problems. In fact, even this one here, it has, I guess, a regression where it's not setting the opening direction, perhaps. As you can see, this awning has a line. This one doesn't. So if I go back into edit, I might be able to see why that is. Yeah, we don't really we see an opening direction option displayed to us here. Yeah, so I would really discourage the use of this in favor of the add by code feature instead, as adding by code is going to get you a much more reliable result. Even this one here, it's complaining it's been manually changed, but that's okay. We'll just do update combination, and it restores it to what it was before. And that's kind of what the point of that other warning was, that if you were to edit a combination that was made by code in the legacy combination editor and then return to the edit by code and resave it, you're going to lose your changes basically. So, but as always, hope that this was informative. Please try out some of the things you've seen, test out the software, try different creations, different combinations, different adjustments, and see what feedback you can pass back over to me if and when you run into issues. All the best.